Stonehenge is one of the most famous ancient monuments on Earth. But the more closely you look at it, the stranger it becomes. Most people know the basic story. A ring of massive stones stands on Salisbury Plain in southern England. Some of the stones weigh up to 25 tons. Others, known as bluestones, were transported from Wales, more than 100 miles away. The monument is aligned with the movements of the sun, especially the solstices, and it appears to have been part of a much larger sacred landscape filled with burial mounds, earthworks, and ancient pathways. But that simple explanation leaves behind a much bigger question. Who built Stonehenge, and why did they go to so much trouble? The official explanation is that Stonehenge was built in stages by Neolithic people thousands of years ago. It may have been a temple, a burial site, a place of healing, a solar observatory, or a ceremonial gathering place. That explanation is reasonable, and there is real archaeological evidence behind it. But even with modern research, Stonehenge still feels like a structure that is holding back more than it reveals. The stones themselves are the first mystery. Some of the largest stones, called sarsens, weigh around 25 tons. They were shaped, raised, and fitted with horizontal lintels, using techniques that seem remarkably advanced for the time. The builders did not just drag rocks into a field and stand them upright. They carved joints into the stones. They arranged them with intention. They created a monument that still lines up with the sun thousands of years later. That kind of precision is what keeps the mystery alive. Why would ancient people invest so much time and effort into building something this enormous? Why align it so carefully with the sky? Why move bluestones all the way from Wales when local stone was available? And why does the entire area around Stonehenge seem to have been treated as sacred long before the monument was complete? Some researchers believe Stonehenge may have been built on a site that was already important. In other words, the builders may not have chosen a random location. They may have been preserving, rebuilding, or marking something much older. That idea opens the door to the more unusual theories. What if Stonehenge was not just a temple or observatory? What if it was a message from a forgotten age? What if the people who built it inherited knowledge from a civilization older than the one we currently recognize? This is where the mystery becomes more controversial. Some alternative researchers argue that Stonehenge contains knowledge that does not fit neatly into the standard timeline of human development. They point to its solar alignment, its engineering, its placement within a larger ritual landscape, and the enormous effort required to move and raise the stones. To them, Stonehenge looks less like a primitive monument and more like the remains of a system designed to track the heavens, a system built into the land, a system whose full meaning may have been forgotten. Others take the theory even further and ask whether the builders were entirely human. That idea is not supported by proof, but it has become part of the legend surrounding Stonehenge. The site has long attracted stories of giants, ancient magicians, and mysterious powers. Medieval legends claimed Merlin himself was connected to the stones. In some versions of the story, giants brought the stones from far away. In others, supernatural forces helped move them into place. Of course, legends are not evidence, but legends can preserve echoes of older beliefs. And when a place inspires the same sense of awe for thousands of years, people begin to wonder whether something deeper is hidden beneath the myth. Stonehenge is also located in Wiltshire, an area famous for another strange phenomenon: crop circles. For decades, Wiltshire has been one of the most well-known crop circle hotspots in the world. Geometric patterns have appeared in fields across the region, often near ancient monuments, burial mounds, and sacred sites. Many crop circles have been proven to be man-made, and some artists have openly admitted creating them. But the fascination remains because of where they appear and how often they seem to cluster around ancient landscapes. Why do these geometric symbols keep showing up near places like Stonehenge? Is it simply because the area already has a mysterious reputation, making it attractive to hoaxers and artists? Or is there something about the land itself that keeps drawing strange patterns, strange stories, and strange attention? For believers, the connection feels meaningful. Stone circles, burial mounds, ancient pathways, and crop circles all seem to speak the same visual language. Circles, alignments, geometry, and hidden messages written into the landscape. Then there are the sightings. Over the years, people have reported strange lights, glowing objects, and unusual aerial phenomena around Salisbury Plain and the wider Wiltshire area. Some of these sightings may be aircraft, military activity, drones, weather effects, or simple misidentification. Salisbury Plain is also associated with military training, which makes some unusual lights easier to explain. But not every witness is satisfied with those explanations. Some describe lights moving silently over the fields. Others describe glowing objects appearing near ancient sites. And because Stonehenge already carries so much mystery, these sightings become part of a larger question. Are people seeing ordinary things through the lens of legend, or is something still watching this ancient place? This is the strange power of Stonehenge. It sits at the intersection of archaeology, astronomy, myth, and modern mystery. On one level, it is a real ancient monument built by real human hands. On another level, it feels almost impossible. The stones are too massive, the alignments too deliberate, the landscape too layered with meaning. Every explanation answers one question while creating another. If Stonehenge was a temple, who or what was being worshipped? If it was an observatory, how much did its builders truly understand about the heavens? If it was a burial site, why was it built with such cosmic precision? And if it was part of a forgotten system, what was that system designed to do? The conventional view says Stonehenge was created by Neolithic people over several stages, using skill, organization, and determination. That explanation deserves respect. Ancient people were far more capable than we often assume. But the alternative theory asks something different. What if Stonehenge is not just a monument to what ancient people could do, but a remnant of knowledge they inherited? What if it preserves the memory of a civilization far older than conventional history allows? What if the stones were never meant to be understood only as rocks, but as markers, symbols, and alignments in a larger sacred code? There is no proof that Stonehenge was built by aliens. There is no proof that it was created by a lost non-human civilization. But there is also no denying that the monument continues to resist simple explanation. It remains ancient, precise, symbolic, and strangely alive in the imagination. Maybe Stonehenge was a temple. Maybe it was an observatory. Maybe it was a ritual machine designed to connect earth and sky. Or maybe it is something even stranger, a message from a forgotten age, still standing in the open air, waiting for us to remember how to read it. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for joining us here at Unexplained Places on Earth. Our lead researcher and producer, Marcia Chase, is collecting unusual stories and unexplained places as she finishes the ending of her first novel. If you have a great story to tell or unusual place to add to the list, please send us an email. Thanks for watching.